It's time for local stories from across the East. Local food. Local fashion. Local businesses. This is your home for local. This is the East's Daily Download on Eastern North Carolina CW.
Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download Special Best of Edition. So today we're going to be looking at some studio stuff, some silly stuff that we've done here in the studio, and we're also going to be checking out some of the interviews that we've had. So I'm Lauren. I'll be your tour guide today, and I'm going to bring on Mark, who is your usual tour guide.
Hey.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? How's it feel being on that side of things?
Well, it's...
Throwing you off a little?
No, it's... kidding. No, it's different. It's okay, though. It's good.
Yeah.
So what are we doing now?
So we like to have fun.
That is true.
We get the show done and make sure that everything's on
Correct.
time, but we also like to have a good time. So we are going to be looking at some of the sillier side of things that have happened here in the studio.
And there have been plenty, and if you watched from the very first episode to now, you'll notice there's been an evolution where it was very straightforward in the beginning, and then over time it's evolved with things like my identity changing, with where you carded me, and everybody thinks that those are just all made up like on the spot, and like we actually do go and work through all that. It's not just there are occasions where it's like, what are we going to do? I don't know. Let's just figure it out as we do it. That happens occasionally, but usually it is planned out.
And it's a lot of fun either way, getting to plan things out or just kind of going on the fly and being like, okay, let's try this, and then it works out, and it's a whole lot of fun.
Right. And the other thing that's fun are doing the interviews. I mean, some are more serious than others, but others are lighter, like the Wood Ducks one that we did.
That's right.
And I know that Anissa talks about that as an experience going out for Fashion Friday that she did and going into the gift shop. And we sat down with Alexa Kay, who's now a contributor on the show, with the Wood Ducks, and Dawn Cash-Salau that we talked to recently.
And you sat down with Whirligig Stage.
Yes, that was great. Jason and Alana, they're awesome people out there. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that we've done. Anissa interviews people for Fashion Friday. You interview people for Live at Whirligig Stage. And then I've been lucky enough to do the conversations with where we sit down and go a little bit more in depth on a topic. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that the East Daily Download does. So this, I believe, is just kind of a sampling of, some of that. Yeah?
It is. Yeah, that's it. That's what we're doing. So let's get to it.
What she said.
Excuse me, sir. We're going to start shooting here soon.
I know.
Could you? Has anybody seen Mark? We're waiting for the host to get here. If you don't mind, just.
No, that's me. It's Mark.
No.
No, trust me. It's me.
Different glasses, different haircut, suit. This is not a Mark thing.
I see the confusion. I brought my ID just to prove who I am. It's my driver's license.
No, that could be fake. I don't.
Why would anybody want to fake that?
I'm gonna keep this.
Well, can we just? I got an idea. I can prove it's me.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark.
Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. I mean, anybody can really do that. Can you just show them what's coming up?
Hey, John, can you see me? I'm looking right at you. Look at me, son. Look at me, boy.
All right, Adam Driver. Does that so funny?
Oh, from HR Pickens.
Look at me, boy. Look at me. This is your father talking to you. I shall take you and turn you into dust. I once had an opponent named HR Pickens. Who's HR Pickens? Exactly!
Hey, welcome back to the East Daily Download. It is Monday. Hope your day's off to a great start. Quick reminder, WNCT.com under the East Daily Download tab is where you can find the show online, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the East Daily Download hashtag.
I'm sorry.
That was a previous page.
C-Block, take 3.
Oh, gag reel, what? Oh, that's just me doing me. You know that.
C-Block, take 1. You got it, man.
Hey, what's up? No, I wasn't ready. You need to come back and do that again. Coming up today is,
Would you like a nut?
well, sure, thank you. Wait, who are you?
I'm Walnut.
Where's Mr. Peanut?
He was assaulted. I'm filling in.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. Have a great day, Mr. Walnut.
You save us from the wind on one front.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. Doing great, son.
I interned for the Patriots in Boston.
Okay.
For Gillette Stadium. I did customer service, which everybody has to do at some point, but I did that and I had a contact with the Red Sox who then sent me to, it's like all about who you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But sent me to somebody I knew with the Rangers, and they were starting this team in Kinston, and they were like, well, why don't we bring you out and see if you give you a little bit of the details, what we're gonna be doing. I'm from outside Atlanta,
Okay.
so it wasn't that far of a drive, it was like 8 hours. So I came out and I was like, this is the smallest, cutest town ever. And I interviewed, and the stadium was not nobody had been here in over 10 years.
Yeah.
So the field looked pristine because Steven still
Yeah.
was keeping that under control. But the front office was half the size it was. There was no third base concession stand.
Okay.
And I was like, oh gosh, so what do you want me to do? And Wade told me everything, and I was like, okay, I can totally do this. This is my thing.
You willed it into being.
Right, and I didn't really know what all it entailed. And then I went back home and I thought about it, and they offered me the job, and I moved out here in January. And it was a lot. And in minor league baseball, you wear a lot of different hats. So
Right.
it's like, yes, I do marketing, but then you also run social media, and you're going to be the face of this. Oh, and by the way, you're also going to be the on-field host. And I was like,
I'm curious if there's a little girl who comes out here to the stadium
Yeah.
and sees you or sees this interview, what kind of advice would you give to her to end up where you are or to grow in that path?
oh, that's hard. I would just say keep at it. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something, even if you feel intimidated by it. I think that it's intimidating when you're surrounded by male professional athletes every day that are twice your size, but just do you and dream big, I think.
So one of the cool things I think, and I think most fans do about baseball, minor league baseball specifically, is all the cool promotions that you have, the cool changing of different team names throughout the course of the season.
Yeah.
Walk us through that process.
Well, it's really a team effort, and I think that each week we have meetings, and especially before a home series, we'll kind of get together and think of different ideas. We had a bunch of them this season, I should say. And like I said before, I have a running notebook of just different ideas, but it's kind of, I don't know, you kind of build on it over the season. Right now we're talking about 2020, and we've already got some really exciting things that I can't tell you guys about.
That's a teaser.
Yes, there you go. But
Buy your season tickets for 2020.
Exactly. We just got our, we hadn't even finalized the schedule for 2020, and we were already having day-long meetings about it. So it's really incredible, but we've had a lot of fun with it.
So tell me about attendance and how it reflects with these 4 different teams that you play as during the season. The Collard Greens obviously plays, as we were talking before, about the rural nature of Eastern North Carolina. The Hispanic audience you're trying to bring in, tell us about that.
Okay, so we played in a Copa series this year, so each team gets selected to play in it, in this series, and we submitted to do it, and we played as the Patos Hoyuyos this year, so it's basically wood ducks in Spanish.
Okay.
And our trainer last year actually helped us come up with that because he's Dominican.
Okay.
That's what it is, and we were like, we got to think of something cool, so that's why we did bright colors and something totally different than our our wood ducks.
No,
So,
I mean, I love the look and the design of that.
People really bought that hat a lot.
It's thin in the gift shop, and you sold out of the socks because I was looking to buy a pair.
I know, I'm sorry.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground here, and the grounds are beautiful at the stadium, and we look forward to seeing what happens in 2020 with these promotions that you can't tell us about.
Should.
Thank you, Alexa, for joining us,
course,
and thank you for
happy to be
hosting
here.
us out here.
Yes, anytime. We love having you guys.
Hey, we're back here on the East Daily Download. I have been working hard getting this fridge cleaned out, and I'm tired. because there was a lot of stuff, a lot of it had John's name on it, oddly. I don't ever remember him bringing anything to work, but I could have mistaken that. I'm gonna get started on the freezer part now, so let's see what we've got in here.
Oh, I got a pizza in there. Will you pass it to me?
It says John on it.
No, look, my name's crossed out.
And it's
Look
Anissa's name is crossed. Anissa, this ice cream has your name crossed out and says John's. Is this John's ice cream?
Of course not.
And
John.
he's not here today.
We're gonna have to have a talk on Monday, buddy.
Okay, well.
Is there anything in here that's actually his?
I think this.
Well, I'm taking that, so.
There you go. It is National Voter Registration Day.
Excuse me, sir.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the East Daily Download. It is International Ninja Day. Unfortunately, we have no ninjas around here in Eastern North Carolina, but still, celebrate a ninja today if one comes your way. Welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark. I shall be your tour guide on this adventure across the East. Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark and I will be your tour guide on this adventure across the East. It is Wednesday. Congratulations, we made it to the middle point of the week. Huh, well that's curious. I thought I had my drink here. Jerry, hey, quick question for you. Sorry to interrupt, I know you're in the middle of something. I keep getting notices about something called black lightning occurring tonight. I'm not familiar with that weather terminology. Can you help me with that?
Black lightning is not really a weather phenomenon, it's just a show on the CW.
So there's no actual light.
Sorry, Jerry, I tried to tell him. Yeah, get crazy.
Three, two. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the East Daily Download. I am cat setting apparently for the rest of today. Hey!
Now we've got both guests on.
Okay.
This is the goal all along.
Why?
Well, it's National Bring Your Cat to Work Day, so they're here.
Oh, no. It's National Cat Day.
Same thing.
Not really, but it's a celebration of cats today. So if you have a cat, have a great day with your cat. And if you have a cat that is anxious to get out of your arms, let them play. And we'll see you tomorrow on the East Daily Download if I'm able to make it. She's going to jump. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Just jump in.
Roll. I can't get your socks on the shot, sorry. There you go. If you do it really uncomfortably, then yes, I've got.
Yes, this is a comfortable. This is a very uncomfortable. This is a very comfortable look.
Oh, you look
Don't
put your foot down. Yeah, that looks better.
That's okay, yeah.
Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. It is Halloween and this is a special edition. My name is Batman. I'll be your tour guide on this adventure across these.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the East Daily Download here on Eastern North Carolina CW. Again, National Back to the Future Day. I was going to have a beautiful rendition of Back in Time from one of my favorites, Huey Lewis in the News. John is really upset because apparently Doc Brown over here says we can't play it due to legal reasons and she's from the future and it's a bad thing. But I think it's going to be fine. We'll see you tomorrow on the East Daily Download. Have a great day. And I'm going to try to sneak in a few notes here. How long did it take from this initial conversation, like realizing you're serious about this, to actually buying or purchasing or getting the lease on the building? How long of a period of time was that? Was that lengthy or was that like a 2-week process? It's not like, is it like buying a house or is it a different kind of situation?
It took a long time. It took.
Well, no, I mean not really, because when you think about the genesis of the idea, which is probably what, like April of 2017,
2018 or 2016.
2016, and then we opened our first show in our tent in our lot in December of that same year. So I think most people would say that was a really fast setup.
But
so,
you said the key word tent. So let's talk
yeah.
about that. So before you'd gotten a hold of the building, but the building wasn't ready for move-in, and so you had the ability to stage shows, but you put them in a tent out in the parking lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that. Was there regret along the way, or second guessing?
I think definitely.
We always second guess ourselves as creative people.
Yeah.
We're always looking at the things we do, and it's never done. But the glory of the creative process and the performance aspect for us is that, as opposed to I need it to be done so I can put it in the gallery and try to sell it, as a performer, it's done when the audience has arrived and you know, you're willing to get going. And we learned a lot about that, especially. You know, you can do an amazing, the most amazing production of Peter Pan you will ever see can be done in your children's backyard.
And it makes it even, it makes us grateful for even what we have now, which is still not a lot. So, but we know how to create magic with, and rely on our actors and the storytelling versus having to lean into a lot of theater technology. And I mean, we'd love to have a huge budget, and you know, we were talking about, can we get a smoke machine for this next thing? And we're like, yeah, yeah, definitely.
People that love Halloween are here on Labor Day. There are people, I've got a good friend of mine, his wife's always like, you cannot do anything Halloween until September. And Labor Day, he's in here. So, you know, it's one of these things where Labor Day, people come in, they're looking around, people are buying some decorations, but you know, you've got a lot of lookers.
Yeah.
And that's why we've got all the big displays of animatronics and things for people just to get the feel of Halloween, get the things jumping out at you, whether you like it or not. You know, it kind of gets you in the mood for Halloween.
So I'm curious, from an outsider's perspective, with, you know, there's all kinds of different costumes. You've got, you know, Marvel, DC kind of stuff. You've got, you know, more adult costumes. You've got kid costumes. You've got tons of masks that we're in front of right now.
Sure.
You know, what is it? What are some of your top sellers? What are the things that people really? Is there one thing every year that people say, I got to have this, or I got to have that, or does it change?
Well, you know, it changes depending on what movies are out. You know, that's definitely, you know, our business, I think everyone thinks I start ordering and doing everything in September, but, you know, our business starts last November. Okay. You know, we get to see some of the new items, and then that's when it's like, hey guys, Addams Family's coming out in a cartoon. There's going to be a new It movie. Pennywise is huge. Pennywise has always been a popular mask just from the old movie, like 30 years ago. Yeah. But now when, you know, when one comes resurfaced, people love it. So this new movie has definitely, you know, created some hype with Pennywise and It.
But you bring up a really interesting point. So you are looking at movies and entertainment that's a year out of like what's going to be the trend a year later. So how do you do that? I mean, is there like some big industry thing for the
Okay. There is. As an industry, there's a show in January. They start in January. And so we go, and all of them are set up, and that's when, you know, you'll see the movie trailers of this movie's coming. Like I knew Toy Story was coming out in November, you know, in whenever it was May or whatever, June or whatever. So you learn that. So then when we order, because we place orders in January, between January and March, all my orders are typically done by May.
Wow.
You know, you reorder. I reorder every day. You just saw boxes come in. We get shipments probably 2 a week. You know, it's just, and that's the thing. I think a lot of people ask that because what's the hot item? And it depends on who you're asking. Are you asking people that really like scary? Then there's the It and the Michael Myers mask. That's what they love. If you're a kid, Batman, all the superheroes are always classic. And every little kid, you know, grows up to see that he's, you know, a 4-year-old doesn't know who Batman is yet. So, you know, it's just, those are always full circle. And then with the little girls, like this year, it's Descendants. So, just depends on what's happening in the world, really.
Okay, still to come to.
Hey.
Hi.
Okay. All right. Okay. I still need your help.
Okay.
Sorry.
No,
it's options. Okay. So now I've got this one.
Okay.
And still have this one.
Well, I guess we need to take a look. Yeah.
That might look nice on you. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay. Yeah, but me now.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry, it was about you. I thought it was about me for a second. Well, that's going to do it for another episode of the East Daily Download. As always, we appreciate you joining us this week. We hope you have a great weekend ahead. It is National Crush Day. I don't know if they meant this kind of, well, thank you. I don't know if they meant this kind of crush. I think it was meant as a more of like a, romantic-y sort of thing. But hey, this will work as well. Crush is a great thank you. I really appreciate that. Crush is amazing, and we hope that you, okay, well, thanks. That's, before this gets any weirder, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because there's no more places I can hold on to Crush. So you have yourself a great weekend. WNCT.com under the East Daily Download tab, and also Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the East Daily Download. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, and don't forget, tonight, of course, is Black Lightning on Eastern North Carolina CW. As you can see right there, they're hauling the poster out.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode. We got to show you some of our wackier, sillier side of things.
Yeah, and you notice a lot of those clips, there's stuff on the back here. We have props that we have from the show, usually
like this,
adorning the back, much like this hat, which is used in the Monopoly, as well as the Mr. Peanut and Almond episode that we did.
That's true, it was.
Those were a lot of fun.
Those were a lot of fun, and you got to see some of our serious side as well with the interviews.
Right. And we always enjoy doing those and getting into conversations with people who make a difference here in Eastern North Carolina.
Yep. Oh, well, no episode would be complete without John.
And so that's going to do it for this episode of the
East Daily Download.
Best of.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.